So I want to talk about some of the signature programs that really make Opal what it is today. And those things, and we'll deep dive into those in a few minutes, but it's our life story document, our 54 things about me, our 7 pillars of wellness, and our signature programs. And it's important to understand why we've developed those tools within our Opal program. There are very specific reasons that we've developed those tools that are really going to allow you to have successful and meaningful interactions with our residents every single day.
The life story document.
How do our residents get their story out to you? How do we get to know about their likes, their dislikes, their preferences, and how they've lived their life up until this point? Well, we're not going to necessarily get it from them. Our life story document is something that's really going to live with our sales teams. Our families are going to fill this out. We're going to get to know exactly who our residents are before they even move into our community. So on day one, you can pick up that life story document and you'll learn all the things that you need to learn to have successful interactions with our residents.
One of the most vital pieces in your Opal toolkit, and something that's designed to help you be as successful as possible in your role, is the life story document. This comprehensive questionnaire is the first step in getting to know your residents on a personal level. The life story document allows you to understand your residents' likes, dislikes, unique preferences, and other key details from the very moment they move into your community. But how does this document work in practice? Prior to move-in, your sales team will work with your residents' families to get to know your residents and their stories. The family may opt to fill out this information on their own, or they may fill it out alongside the sales team and the resident. Either way, our goal is to have the life story document completed before the resident's first day in the community. Once the resident has moved in, the sales team will hand off the document to the Opal team, and at that point, you'll use the life story document on a daily basis to engage meaningfully with your resident and provide person-centered care. This document does not live in a chart or behind closed doors. It will form part of the life story binder to be utilized daily, along with the 54 Things About Me document and other items your Opal manager will discuss with you. On day one of your initial training, we ask you to begin reading through your residents' life story documents. Using what you've learned, you can start to engage with your residents and maybe even discover something new about them. When you first start out, your Opal manager will work with you to read through the life story document for a new resident. And in order to better understand this valuable tool, we've asked you to work with your Opal manager to complete your own life story document. As you're going through this process, be mindful about how completing your own life story makes you feel. Valued, special, comfortable. Well, we all enjoy talking about ourselves, and this is no different for our residents. We know that a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or dementia can affect our residents' ability to communicate. Having a complete picture of our residents' life stories allows us to bridge some of these communication gaps and make meaningful connections that will continue to grow throughout their time with us. 54 Things About Me.
In addition to that life story piece, we've got what we refer to as our 54 Things About. And we do a great job of developing care plans for residents. Your nurse is going to go out, they're going to do a very comprehensive assessment on really how to take care of those living with us. But sometimes it's those tips and tricks, those things that we learn about every day that are really going to allow us to have more successful interactions with our residents. And here's a great example. And I had this example in one of my memory care communities years ago, but we had a resident who would not shower without a Diet Coke in her hand. Kind of a quirky, goofy thing, but that's not something we might not care plan that. That's what we're going to put in that 54 Things About Me piece, and that's driven by you. It's driven by our care partners, our Opal managers, and really anyone that's going to have some interactions with our residents every single day. And that 54 Things About Me, it lives right behind that life story document. And you're going to pull that up on a daily basis. You're going to write those things in there that you've learned about this resident that you're going to want another care partner to know before they're going in and interacting with that particular individual.
The 54 Things About Me document is another vital part of the OPAL program, and this one is entirely driven by you. What have you learned about our residents that might not belong on a care plan? What items would you want a brand new care partner to know about a resident prior to working with them? We should constantly be adding or removing things from the About Me document as our residents' preferences, likes, and dislikes evolve. Does Mrs. Jones always wear her shoes on the opposite feet? Does Mr. Brown take his daily cup of coffee with just a splash of cream? The About Me document is just the place to note these unique features. Placed in the Life Story binder behind each resident's life story document, the About Me should be an integral part of your day-to-day happenings in OPAL. We recommend bringing this binder to shift change, daily stand-up meetings, or for an impromptu gathering with staff to ensure we are always adding and learning important information about our residents. 7 Pillars of Wellness.
And we have our 7 pillars of wellness. And we'll deep dive into that in a little bit, but these are 7 ways in which we engage with our residents every single day that are going to positively impact their lives. Programming is a cornerstone of the Leisure Care brand. It's a big part of who we are. And we know on our calendars we're going to have bingo. We know we're going to have church service. We know we're going to have certain outings. But a big part of what makes OPAL what it is that person-centered approach to not just care, but our programming. So how do we develop person-centered programming? We utilize that life story document. We utilize that 54 Things About Me to develop programming that is going to be unique to them. And so often in our OPAL environments and in our memory care communities, we have a tendency to marginalize what we do with our programming really every day because we think they can't do this. And that's not the right attitude to have. We have to be empowered to think, okay, utilizing that resident's life story, what can they do? If Bob went fishing, and if that was a big part of his life, we're going fishing. If John and Betty or whoever that might be, if they loved happy hours and entertaining were a big part of who they are, there's nothing that says you can't take a group of residents out to a local brewery or a bar and still have a great time. And so when we think about programming, and as a care partner or as a program professional, anyone in our memory care communities, we want you to think outside the box. We want you to be empowered to make a difference in the lives of those residents that you work with every single day. It's beyond balloon volleyball. It's beyond bingo. It's beyond those things that we're going to have them on our calendars, but it's about making a truly unique experience that is specific to the likes and dislikes of our residents.
Programming is one of the hallmarks of every leisure care community, and this is equally true for our OPAL program. The OPAL program is based on 7 pillars of wellness: physical, social, experiential, emotional and spiritual, creative and artistic, therapeutic, and sensory. These are 7 ways in which we can engage with our residents to enhance their well-being and, true to the Leisure Care vision, improve their lives each and every day. Please refer to your OPAL training manual for detailed descriptions and examples of each of these pillars. Together with the Life Story document and the 54 Things About Me, we can create experiences and programming for our residents that are meaningful to them for where they are in the disease process. Each day in your OPAL community should include at least one activity from each of the 7 pillars. These are our opportunities to engage meaningfully with all residents. And don't forget to have fun and be flexible. There are many days when spontaneity is the name of the game, but if you're able to keep in mind the 7 pillars of wellness and the individual preferences of each of your residents, you'll be better able to create person-centered activities that meet their unique needs.
And we can't do that without you. We can't do that without you utilizing the tools that we've developed in our program that are going to allow you to provide that person-centered experience for our residents every single day. Get to know them. Get to know their story. What's important to them? What makes them tick? Who are they? Because remember, I've lost language. I've lost comprehension of speech. I can't necessarily tell you my likes, my dislikes, my preferences, but I still have them. Those things remain through this disease process.